People who slept past noon on September 11th. What was waking up like? I worked the graveyard shift the night before. Woke up at noon, Miami, jumped in the shower and went back to work. When I got to work, it was closed. I was furious, no one had notified me that our afternoon meeting was cancelled. Keep in mind, I still had no idea about what had happened in NYC that morning. Went back home to email my boss to complain about the cancelled meeting without notifying me. Got home, opened my laptop to a popular news site, and there was a picture of people running away from the towers. Looked like something you would see on a National Enquirer magazine cover. I then went over and turned on the TV just in time to see an instant replay of one of the planes hitting the towers. By that time it was 1:30 p.m. I sat in front of the TV the rest of the day in disbelief. I was in Las Vegas for a trade show. Parties with coworkers until about 3 a.m. Pacific time and rolled into bed maybe an hour before the first plane struck. I woke up about 7:30 a.m. expecting to do a hungover shift at the show, turned on the morning news, and spent about 15 minutes rubbing my eyes and trying to absorb the images of smoke-filled Lower Manhattan. Went to the lobby to meet my coworkers in order to process it all and saw the strangest thing. About 50% of the people were standing around stunned by the news. The other 50% had been in the insular, clock-free, newsless bubble of the casino all night and were still partying hard. Oddest moment of my life. I had the perspective of being a kid in East Africa at the time. I had just gotten out of school at about 3 p.m.-ish with no prior knowledge of what was happening. My entire family was glued to their TV, and I think the second plane had hit at this point. I remember my uncle explaining to me that people had intentionally flown a plane into the towers. I was 8 years old and naive, and I remember my first immediate thought was, how did the perpetrators pull this off without killing themselves? I had no concept of a suicide attack. No other memories from that day, but my uncle told me I essentially lost interest and went to play video games. It just didn't feel real to me. Only semi-related story I know of is from an old roommate. He fell asleep with the TV on and woke up right as the second tower got hit. Took him several minutes to realize what was going on. My wife worked for 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. every day. So she was asleep when it happened. I went and woke her up to tell her. She said, in a sleepy, tired, groggy voice, "Okay, tell me about it later when I get up."